Welcome back guys, and thanks for watching my Juve Therapy channel, where I voice my personal opinions about Juventus and the state of the club. Now, at the moment we just won against Olympiacos 2-0, but I can't quite be happy about that win. Yes, we won and we needed that win to bounce back from the Barcelona loss last time out, but this was a very poor performance, and especially in the first half. Let's go through the game and then we'll do the player ratings. When the lineup was announced, it was Gianluigi Buffon in goal, and then we had Alexandro on the left, we had Giorgio Chiellini and Andrea Barzagli in the center of the defense, and then on the right back we had Stefano Sturaro. In the middle of the park we had Miralem Pjanic and Blaise Matuidi. On left flank we had the Douglas Costa, right flank Juan Cuadrado, just behind the striker we had Paulo Dybala, and up front all alone Mario Mandzukic. This was when the official lineup came out. During the warm-up there were some concerns about Juan Cuadrado. He started, and also Miralem Pjanic. He was ruled out of the game, and Rodrigo Bentancur came on instead of him, and he played the full 90 minutes, which he did very well. For the first 15 minutes we went from left to right, from right to left, from left to right, from right to left, and so on and so on and so on. And it was clear for me to see that Allegri's comments regarding the Scudetto, that was a priority this season and Champions League is just a dream, that clearly showed today, especially in the first half. We were nervous out there. We didn't look like we had any solution to the Olympiacos defensive line, because they were very deep throughout almost the whole game. It was tough for us to find any space out there. But this is Juventus we're talking about. This is a team that played the Champions League final last season. So for me it was a very restraining start by Juve. And of course after the 4-0 against Torino, you just know you can't keep up that pace of the game for 2 games in a row. It will be just too hard, especially when you have Atalanta away on Sunday. It was always going to be a completely different game against Olympiacos than it was against Torino, but still, the performance should have been a lot better. First real chance of the game came after 33rd minute, and this is very unusual. Juventus at home. So this looked like, for me it looked like an Italy Azzurri game against my minor opponent, where we grind out the 1-0 victory. And my problem also is that Stefano Sturaro plays at right back at the moment, because of Stefan Lichtsteiner is not included in the Champions League squad. And I tell you, Max Allegri, you need to be ashamed of yourself for this one. This is a completely wrong decision, and I don't understand what you were thinking of. Asamoah was included in the midfielders, and that's because Lichtsteiner is dropped. That's what he was telling during the press conference some time ago. That was his reason for leaving Lichtsteiner out, and I'm just not buying it. Because right now we have Di Sciglio out, and that's it, we don't have any other right back. And for that also, Sturaro sucked tonight. Sturaro is a very limited football player. Of course he is, we can all see that. But to put him on right back and make his limits so visible, now that's on you, Max. That's plainly on you. Now let's go to the second half, because yeah, we need to keep it rolling. Second half we started the way it ended, basically, the way the first half ended. Poor, from left to right, from right to left. Douglas Costa was probably the only one who made some difference attacking wise. It was very messy all around up until Higuain came on for Cuadrado. And that's where the fun started. He came on, and just a couple of minutes later he scored an opener after a fine flick from Mandzukic to Alexandro, who was tightly marked throughout most of the game, but at that time he was completely open and he had acres of space. And he crossed the ball into the box, and Higuain tapped in 1-0. Just after that we scored a second, when Higuain put the ball through to Dybala, whose shot was very weak shot, so it didn't even hit the target, and Olympiacos player cleared it straight into Mandzukic, who tapped it in for 2-0. Now let's go through the player ratings, and it will be a very simple one. Gigi Buffon in goal, he had a quiet game, as he usually does. 7 out of 10 for him. Had a couple of saves, but not so much, nothing to really trouble him. Alessandro, as I said, he was marked very tightly throughout the game, had difficulty to get past his opponent, but when he finally had some space, and he gets that assist also, I will give him a 7 out of 10 for him. Chiellini, well, Giorgio Chiellini is Chiellini. Something good, something bad. He ended the game bleeding, and that's where I can say that we have officially started our Champions League campaign. There is no game without Chiellini bleeding. He did so tonight. 7 out of 10 for him as well. Andrea Barzagli, I think, had an excellent first half. Strangely enough, because throughout the whole team was poor, and he was our best player on the pitch for the first half. And he was flawless also in the second half. I will actually be rather generous with him, and I'll give him an 8 out of 10 tonight. Andrea did well. Andrea did very well. And the right back, Stefano Sturaro, well, this is where we go way down. We go with all the way to the 3 out of 10. Yeah, he had trouble with passing. He had trouble with defending. He had trouble all over the place. And this is, again, must be said. It's on you, Max. You showed his limits tonight by putting him on right back. Of course, yes, you didn't have any choice, but you did. You could have put Barzagli onto right back and put Rugani in the center. Where was Rugani, by the way? Yes, some poor decisioning from Max Allegri there, and that's what frustrates me. So yeah, I'll give Sturaro 3 out of 10. Bentancur, well, he is a young lad. He still is a young lad, and he does things very well. But you can clearly see that without Pjanic in the midfield, we lack something X factor like. And Bentancur is just not that player at this time. So yeah, we lacked something there. 7 out of 10 for Bentancur. Very good at supporting his defense though. Really good job there. So well done for him. 7 out of 10. Blaise Matuidi does the dirty work. Nothing spectacular for him. 7 out of 10 for him as well. Douglas Costa on the left wing. Well, I think he had fun tonight. I will give him 8 out of 10, just because when he is on the left flank and when he is on the right flank, he can pass his opponent no problem. But the end product is just not quite there yet. But 8 out of 10 for him, his best performance at Juventus, in my opinion, so far. As for Juan Cuadrado, not impressive at all. He needs at least 5 or 6 touches to decide what to do with the ball. He needs to take it down, he needs to slow down the tempo, he needs to stop completely, and then he needs to think, what am I gonna do? I'll probably go to the right, what he usually does. It just doesn't work for me. It's no penetration, and we just are so slow when he's on the ball. Yes, he's a quick guy, but he's not using his speed anymore. 5 out of 10 for Juan Cuadrado tonight, and very well deserved that he was subbed off. He was the first guy to be subbed off tonight. Just not quite good enough tonight, I'm sorry. You know when you have a trial at the big club and you finally get to play with the big boys? Now this was what I saw with Dybala tonight. He was a kid amongst men tonight. He was very quiet, very anonymous, did very little that said that he was an X-Factor player. He still needs to work on his physique. Yeah, just not quite there yet. I really hope he will pick himself up later in the season, because we really need him on fire. 6 out of 10 for him tonight. Mario Mandzukic, well, as I said, didn't like his first half, very poor. He wasn't clinical enough in the box when we got those corners and those crossing from Douglas Costa, for example. He just stood there and didn't move, and it was kind of frustrating to see. But he got the goal and looked much more comfortable actually at the left wing after Higuain came on. I will give him a 7 out of 10 tonight. And to finish it off, Gonzalo Higuain. Well, it was a good display from Pipita tonight. Ran a lot, showed that he wanted to prove a point, that I'm just not good enough to sit on the bench, I want to play. And that was the right moment to show it, because we really needed that clinical finishing from him. I will give him an 8 out of 10 tonight. He had a sort of an assist tonight also, so there is no reason for me to give him any lower than 8. Tonight Pepita was a super sub. Yeah, we won tonight. We won 2-0 unconvincingly, as I said. We need to do better against better opponents. And this was at home also. This is our 20th game without losing in the Champions League at home. On Sunday we play against Atalanta away in Bergamo. Now this is a real cracker of a game. Papu Gomez, one of them. Pitania is another one. Remo Fowler, a great player. Yeah, there are a lot of good players out there in Bergamo, so we need to watch out for them. The game is on Sundays, so I will do the preview on Saturday morning. That's it. Forza Juve. Please subscribe. Please remember commenting on player ratings. I'll see you on Saturday. Forza Juve. We're back into winning ways.